Hi guys, Muli Bwanji, Muli Shani, Muli Uli, Muli Vuti. This here is my sister, my baby sister, Gabriela Mwape Konje. And today we are actually going to do a really exciting video. I'm very excited for us to do the video. Please say hi.
Hi guys, how are you? Hope you're doing okay and hope your week has been fine.
Yeah. I've always wanted her to come and do a video with me, and this is extremely long overdue, but I'm really happy that we're finally doing this video together. So before I go any further, I need to address the last video that I had where I was talking about a health scare that I had, and I was afraid that I may have or might have had diabetes, or at least a threat of it. So I'm happy to report that I do not have it. Of course, I'm still at great risk of it because it runs in my family from generations. It has been my family. But I do take the time to exercise as often as I can, and I monitor what I eat. I'm very cautious about that. So that's definitely going to help me. But I'm happy to say that I'm healthy. So today, this video, we are going to
talk about the 5 main principles we live by. So by 5 main principles, it's things that we base our lives on. We probably have we probably have 1,000 of principles, but these are like the 5 main principles. So we both have 5, so in total there'll be 10.
Yeah. So just before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel, and you can write down your principles, your 5 principles that you live by, and tell us why you live by those principles. So will you start? We're going to go back and forth, so we'll each say one. Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first principle that I live by is you can't send a monkey to do a man's job. So this is something that I heard from a friend of mine maybe more than a couple of years ago when I was still at school, and it really stuck with me and it made complete sense. It basically just means when you want to do something and you want it done a certain way, do it yourself. You are the only person who can do something to the extent that you really want it done, and you will be satisfied by it when you do it yourself. It's unrealistic to expect another person to give you what you can't give yourself, to get things done for you that you can't do for yourself. That's extremely unrealistic and unfair. And so that is a principle that I stuck to, and I apply it in everything, be it house chores, work, schoolwork, family. If I'm not able to do it myself, I shouldn't expect it from someone else. So that's principle 1. You can't send a monkey to do a man's job.
Okay, the first principle, because I'm not gonna say them in order of the way I wrote them, so I'm just gonna pick out from the most important to the least important. So the first thing is hard work only. I believe that nothing in my life has ever been handed out to me on a silver platter. I think most of the things I treasure are things that I've had to work hard myself. So I always believe for me to get what I want to get, I need to work hard. I need to do the extra push. There's nothing that comes easy. Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of people actually live by. So anyway, my second one is it's okay to not agree with my beliefs, my opinions, my morals, my values, but I expect you, in fact, I demand that you respect them. And the same with you. I will not always accept what you believe in. I will not always agree with it, but I will respect it. And that is something I completely do not condone people who want to make me feel less of because they don't agree with what I feel. Generally, I'm not a person to really argue with another person on certain points, religious, moral, whatever the case may be. I won't argue with you because I respect what you believe, but I expect you to respect what I believe and not think I'm a lousy person or a lousy human being just because I don't believe you. So that is my principle number 2.
My second principle is take control of things you can control. There are certain things we can't control, like the weather. There are certain things we can't control, like I think what else? Death.
Mm-hmm.
We can't control death. What else can't we control in this life?
Heartbreak. Yes, go ahead.
Oh God, we can't control heartbreak. There are so many things that we can't control, and that's one thing I've put myself to the test. I want to control things that I can control. So if I see I can control certain things like not having a baby, or getting over fat, or what else?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things like maybe
Your grades. Yeah, the money you make.
How you spend your money, how you look.
Mm-hmm.
Those are certain things you can control. So I make sure I control anything that I can control. I don't let people control what I can control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you control your life, I'll control mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 3. This is something that I get teased of by so many people, but it's okay. My number 3 principle is it's okay to cry. I am a firm believer in feeling the emotions you are feeling at the time. Whatever you feel is never stupid. It's not foolish. You feel it, and the fact is, it's not fabricated. These are real feelings. They may be illogical, unrealistic sometimes, but the fact is, you are feeling them. You are not pretending to feel these things, and I really believe it's important to go through it, feel it, and when you harness the ability to be able to feel the emotions, you become a more sound person emotionally, because then you don't allow your emotions to think for you. Those are people who will get angry but have the time to feel it
back.
and they come and talk about it later on. So it's okay to cry. I cry very often over everything. I cry a lot, and that's why I feel like I have such a great control of my emotions. So yeah,
There's
that's important to me.
that I read on Instagram, and it said it's okay to cry. It's what you do after you cry. You can't cry the whole month over a heartbreak, or you can't cry over a month over a heartbreak is normal. You can't cry over for failing. Oh my God, I failed, and you're gonna cry. Pick yourself up. It's okay to cry, but what are you going to do afterwards so that you don't come back in the same position that you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My third important is I never live in a fantasy. There are certain times I do. It's normal.
I almost hate that about her, but yeah.
It's normal, but I feel like I'm one of the most rational people my sister knows. I will never sugarcoat certain things. I will never sugarcoat certain situations or make myself believe it's okay when it's not. When I'm not happy, I'm not. When I don't like what's happening, I don't like it. When you need factual facts, I'll give you factual facts, and best believe I give myself the same factual facts.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people will be like, I think you're too hard on yourself. I know why I'm doing this and how I want it to be done. So I won't sit down and say, things will come just the way they're supposed to come. No, and I think it's one way I want my kids to grow up in future. You are not in a Cinderella movie or...
Yeah. So my 4th, what are they called?
Principles that she lives by.
My 4th principle is I don't respond to threats. Now, I know this sounds crazy, and threats is a huge word, but basically what I'm trying to say is I'm generally a very giving person, and I'm a person who will try my best to meet you halfway. I'll try to help you in whatever way, but I hate being forced to act in a certain way because you feel you have the upper hand against me.
Exactly.
I really don't respond well to threats. I don't like it when people try to coerce and force my hand into a certain situation. You feel like you have the power over me. I hate that. And I will retaliate. I think I'm a person who I'm not afraid to lose anything because you gain nothing out of it. You threaten me, I'll come for you. Okay? Okay? No, she didn't mean that. She's joking.
Was I? Okay. The other point is I only live once. I think I have done a lot in my lifetime. That other people, it would be really small. I think I have had weed before.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Well, not cool, but
I have smoked weed. I have eaten
I haven't
weed.
smoked weed, but I've had it in like a cake.
On a cake,
Yeah.
yes. I have smoked a scarf before. I have
What the fuck is a scale?
cigarette.
Oh, okay.
I have dyed my hair. I've had like thousands of piercings everywhere. I've had that fuck girl haircut. I've had an IUD. I've had it taken out. One night stands.
What are you whispering? What are you whispering? She's whispering. I can't hear her.
I have done like a lot, but I will not base my life on those small things that I have done. I am proud to say that I have lived, and I don't want to go back. I have done it. The stage has passed. Can we move on? Because I never want to be 40 and be like, how does it? Because I've seen our mothers do that before.
Yeah.
They're like, I wish I, because I think most of our mothers wanted to be air hostesses,
nurses, journalists, teachers, all sorts of things. They wanted to be everything except what they are.
Exactly. And I think their first boyfriend was their married partner. So I never want to live in regret, and I think I always live by that. I only live once, but I'm not going to be reckless. I'm going to be careful. Okay?
Yeah. So my final one is, if it doesn't check out, chuck it out. So I learned this when I was in my first year of university. So I studied mass communication, which has a journalism component, and this is one of the principles that journalists live by. When they're writing a story, when they're looking at the facts of the story, if it doesn't check out, if it doesn't make sense, if this part of the story is not connecting, like, but how come this person, this, you completely remove it from the story. And that's exactly how I live my life. If something is not making sense, I check it out. I don't have the time to force relationships. I'm not going to force friendships. I'm not going to force family. I'm not going to force anything.
Yeah.
If it's not making sense, if I'm losing sleep over it, I'm not peaceful over it,
eating.
It's not making me money,
I'm not eating.
I'm checking it out. And that's just it. I think this is one of the simplest principles, but still has such a big part, and it really makes a huge part of your everyday life. Yeah.
My last point is, I think, the most important among all of them, but it's not something that I like to shun out on people. Christianity is in my own perception. I think we've had this talk with our mothers.
You have no idea. If we start talking about this,
we've had this talk with our mothers so many times, and I think when they look at us, like they think like, what do you need, demon? But don't tell me what Christianity is, because I'm a Christian. I know what Christianity is. I will not say I am UCZ, I am SDA, I am Catholic, I am what. At the end of the day, I'm a Christian. So I don't belong to any category, denomination. I belong to Christianity. So I would never allow anyone to make me feel uncomfortable in my own Christianity space because of their beliefs. As she said, they are your beliefs. I respect them. But I think there's something that I read in the Bible. It said, like, those people don't eat pork. Don't go to a bar where there's pork and start saying, I don't eat pork, what. There's 1,000, no, I think that's not a very good example. Secular music. Don't go to a place where people are playing secular music. You found them playing secular music, and then you go there and say, this is not right, what, and whatever. Respect people's beliefs, and everyone has a different Christianity path. I feel that's one principle I live by.
And just like I said, that is an argument we've had so many times in the home, and one we had with our parents, our moms, and it was heated. It was heated. And we come from Catholic homes.
Guys, we come from
our parents are very strong Catholics.
I think they can be pastors. Like if it was in another church.
Yes, if it were in another church, they'll definitely be pastors. But they would not consider it because they're Catholics.
Exactly.
And they're women. So it's that bad. But then we definitely respect their views. and we understand where they're coming from. We understand their upbringing, we understand their faith.
Exactly.
But also, just like she says, it's important that even our faith is understood.
Because to be honest, as she said, you have to respect the people's faith. If we did respect, do you think would even stand cleaning the places where they put their statues?
No.
We'll just throw like this and say,
Yeah.
But because we've grown up in that, we've believed in those things once or twice, but we respect that that's them. They should respect that this is us.
Yes.
So wherever you are in life, respect, RESPECT, other people's views.
RESPECT. Anyway, I hope this video has been thought-provoking. Just like I said, please comment and tell us the 5 principles that you live by. We want to hear what actually shapes your life, and we hope you will be able to maybe pick up 1 or 2 things that we have talked about. Sissy, I'm very happy that you did this video with me. Finally, I've been begging her for forever.
And look forward to more.
Yeah, definitely. So check you out later.